Good afternoon. Glad to kick off the 2014 season this past Saturday evening, and obviously it was not the outcome that we had envisioned and hoped for and prepared for. We knew that we were going to be challenged facing a very good Coastal Carolina team coming into the game ranked 6th in the country after a quarterfinal run last year, and returning the Big South Defensive Player of the Year Quinn Backus and quarterback Alex Ross, among others. So we knew that we were facing a very, very talented opponent. Did not get off to the best start in the world. I don't know if it's first game jitters for some of our young kids or what, but had some mistakes there in the first quarter that really cost us. Had a couple of mistakes on the opening drive on third down. We had opportunities to get off the field defensively, and allowed Coastal Carolina to keep a drive going to have an opening score on the first series, and then followed that up with a botched punt snap, giving them the ball on the 15-yard line. So we look up and we're down 14-0 out of the gate. So not the best start in the world. I was proud of the way our kids hung in and battled back. Got it back to 14-3 with about 3.5–4 minutes to go in the third quarter. And really felt like we were starting to gain momentum, and just could not climb all the way back out into a competitive situation there. All that being said, there are many positives that I told the kids that we have to build on, and the one thing is, Saturday night we had so many kids playing in their first college football game Saturday night, and for our roster and our staff, Saturday night was our first time together. You can talk about scout teams and all that all you want to. It's not the same. And seeing a spread offense for the first time, facing someone running a very challenging bear look on defense for the first time, live special teams for the first time, it's different, and so it's a great experience for us to build on and learn from. It's been a great film for our kids to watch the last several days to learn from their mistakes, but also I was very encouraged from the toughness and tenacity that our offensive line showed, especially in the second half. I think anybody watching that game, from about midway through the third quarter on, I felt like, really we controlled the line of scrimmage offensively, and it showed with how well we moved the football. So I was very pleased with that. I was pleased with some individual performances defensively and some things that went on there. We just have 3 or 4 guys that were making some discipline mistakes and some critical errors there that kept us from being more effective on that side of the football. At the end of the day, the team that made the fewest mistakes won, and that was Coastal, so congratulations to them, and I'm sure they're going to have a fantastic season again this year. But we leave that game very encouraged about our future with our roster here at the Citadel. So that being said, we're in the middle of preparation for Florida State University, and we literally just left a team meeting a few minutes ago, and I told the kids in there, I said, we have an opportunity that very few that ever play this game ever have. You're playing the defending FBS national champion and reigning Heisman Trophy Award winner in their home opener, where they are seated, they are ranked #1 again, and the odds-on favorite to repeat as the BCS national champion. So what an incredible opportunity we have. I also told them, I said, last time I checked, after that thing kicks off, it's going to be a great environment, but after it kicks off, we're playing on the same size field that we play on here in Johnson-Haygood. They play with 11 just like we do, and we're not going to change anything we do because of who we're playing. We're going to go down there, and we're going to get after their rear end. We're going to compete, and we're going to play Citadel football. So that's what we plan to do Saturday night, and we're going to have a good time doing it. So with that being said, questions about last Saturday or the upcoming opponent?
What have you heard about their quarterback?
I think he's pretty good. I'll tell you one thing that sticks out on film is watching last year's film versus the Oklahoma State game Saturday night. I think he's done a good job training and developing his body over the past year. Looks to be stronger and faster than he was a year ago. Better than average arm.
What did you think when you first saw the schedule?
Well, the first thing I noticed is Coastal Carolina. A very, very good opponent in the opener, and then Florida State. So I think the combination of the two it's a challenging start. That being said, our kids won't see anything any better than what they're going to see in week 1 and week 2. You're going to see the best competition you're going to see all year those 2 weeks. So we're going to know exactly what we have.
What was the most challenging game opponent you had to play at LR that you would have thought you would have been the largest underdog?
Probably Appalachian State the week after they beat Michigan. We were the next opponent for App, and that was in the middle of their 3-year national championship run. So pretty good opponent there.
What were your? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You had talked about the improvement in passing game this year, or at least becoming more effective. Saturday night,
didn't see a whole lot of it.
Happen?
Well, first thing, they covered us up, playing the bear look up front, which would force us in a man protection scheme. We are coming into that game. There were some apprehensions on our part because of playing a very, very young offensive line, and so we were cautious with how much we asked them to protect in that game. It's obviously something we've got to continue to develop. We had the one completion to Alex there. We tried, the home run ball, but given the way we were moving the football and the defense that they were playing, it just, we didn't attempt a whole lot Saturday. Yeah, Mike.
Could you just give us your general thoughts on how the guys on either side of you played on Saturday?
Thought they both played great. Tyler playing in his first start at fullback. And it was a fullback game. Now we'll be nice to him in here. So he played great. He and I both know he could have had a better night than he had, and that's the great thing, because having the performance he had and knowing that there's so many more opportunities there for him, is really one of those things I'm excited about. The biggest thing I was most pleased with was, number one, his ball security. Carrying the ball as many times as he had, not having any issues there, and number two, the physicality that he ran with. Because those two things, if those two things are there, everything else, you can coach up and teach, and he'll take care of himself. So I was very pleased with that. Defensively, Tevin really came on during the second half of preseason camp to the point where just every day, he looked more and more comfortable playing within our scheme, and really emerged as a leader on that side of the ball. So I was excited going into the season. I shared with him, excited going into the season about what he was going to do. But to see him translate that into the way he played last Saturday night with a sack, a couple of tackles for a loss, 12 tackles on the night, and also just the way he tackles. Most of the time when Tevin hits somebody, you see their head snap back and they go backwards. You don't see a whole lot of him tackling them, dragging it forward. So real pleased with both of them.
In a week like this, just how do you balance, trying to somewhat play competitively and just not getting guys hurt and stuff like that? How do you kind of balance what you want to do out there in preparations for your season that actually, matters in the Southern Conference?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is we're looking at it as, most teams make the biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2, and it's because of the things I talked about a while ago of actually having film to teach on and playing an opponent instead of a scout team. And so we're approaching it from, we're going to work very, very hard today, tomorrow, and Thursday, going into the weekend to improve on the things that we did poorly last Saturday as much as we can going into this week. We're going to approach it like any other game. Is we're going to go out, we're going to play our game, and try to be competitive and play Citadel football. That being said, we'll see how the game goes as to how much everybody plays and all that stuff, because it is a long season and we've got a long time to think of. But we have an open week next week also. Yes, sir.
In our future schedule, would you like to see some more big teams, big games like this?
No. Not unless I get 85 scholarships. Anything else?
Last week with 4 minutes to go, 6-point ball game. Their explosiveness showed at that
Right.
point with a 50-yard play, but I assume you've watched all of that and.
A couple times.
What about impressions of what you saw? Because some would say, they struggled a bit, perhaps.
I think they need to take a good look at Oklahoma State. So, the thing that stuck out to us is Oklahoma State can run. Both sides of the football, they can absolutely run. I thought that that was the biggest. It wasn't a lack of Florida State. It's more of, I mean, Oklahoma State's got some serious speed, and I think that they are going to be better than people may think they're going to be this year with as young a team as they have. We'll see how they progress throughout the year, but I thought the kids really got after it. So.